got back from the fabric store, washed all my fabric, ironed half of it. Let me show you what I bought. So I got these 3 florals. Oh wait, did I even tell you what the heck is happening in this project? The vision is DNA flower dress, but I couldn't find like a DNA flower fabric, so I thought to myself, let's make your life harder, Brianna. A familiar sound I've heard many times in my life. And let's quilt it. So what I wanted to do is make a DNA strand on a dress, make that out of floral fabric, and then make the rest of it solid. So with that background, I went to Joann's and I found these floral fabrics. There's this nice yellow one, quite cute. This nice blue one, also quite cute. And then this one that has blue and yellow on it, even cuter. And then just because that was a lot of florals and I didn't want the whole dress to be floral and I wanted the floral to kind of pop out as the DNA, I also got solids. So I have a solid yellow, a solid dark blue, and a solid kind of light bluish purple that happen to go exceedingly well with my choices of florals. Smiles. So that's the fabrics I chose for this project, and we're going to be making a kind of shirt waist dressy thing where the DNA strand is going to be kind of on the skirt panel all sprawled out, and I haven't quite figured out what I want to do with the top yet, but we'll figure that out when we get there. So the first step of quilting, well, I guess it's buying your fabric, but the next step is cutting out all of your pieces. Let's do that. Dropping back in here, I have finally finished cutting out all of the different squares I needed for this project after realizing several times that I can't count. And we tell you, nothing shows you that you can't count like a sewing or knitting project. So I cut out all of the squares and I started laying them on the ground. You can see maybe a little bit of that right there, laid on the ground. And what's next is we sew. So let's do that. All right, rewinding, before we sew, we actually have to figure out what pattern we're doing. So this is some footage of me trying to figure that out. It's very stressful laying out fabric squares and trying to figure out a pattern. I started with this very diagonal diamond-shaped thing, but thought that looked quite sparse and not DNA-y enough. So then I kind of filled in those gaps, and with the same pattern, but filled in those gaps, but thought it looked a little too diamond-y, I guess. Like, not really round enough to be a DNA strand, so then I just took the inside corners and folded them into half square triangles to add some more roundness and fluidity to that DNA strand. And now that we know what exactly pattern we're doing, it's time to start sewing all those little teensy tiny squares together. I know, so exciting, so much fun. So, girl, sew it away. And then basically once I had sewed all the panels together, I laid them out. Look at how cute that looks. And I just kind of filled in the gaps with more dark blue fabric so it became big enough that I could then cut my piece out. And that's what I did. Okay, team, and after all that, we finally have one skirt panel done. But here she is. I haven't cut the bottom hem out yet because I'm not sure quite where I want it to lay, but we have one skirt panel all complete. I am actually really excited with how this is going so far, so I can't wait to see how the finished dress is going to be. I haven't resolved I sound like a person on Project Runway. I haven't resolved the top of my garment yet. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with the top yet, what color it's going to be. I do know that at the end of the day, I am going to need to go to the store and buy more dark blue, because I just simply ended up using way more dark blue fabric than I was expecting to use when I was originally picking out fabrics in the store. So I'm gonna keep working on 3 more skirt panels. Let's get this done. Project update, team. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how long it's been since I've started this project, but we can officially say that all of the pattern pieces have been cut out and we can actually start sewing clothes. I know technically we've been sewing this entire time but I'm finally going to start actually sewing clothes. And I did want to make a note that I ended up changing the sewing pattern I was using, flashing that on the screen here, to this one. So it just required a little bit of a different cutting out pattern pieces, but the overall look is pretty much the same. 1950s inspired science DNA dress. Super excited. All of my pieces. So I have my 4 DNA skirt panels all laid out, along with the linings that are going to go with them. They need to be lined because all of these raw edges will fray and turn into nothingness. So I'm lining it to make it look professional. We like professional. So those finally got all cut out. So 8 pieces for the skirt, because 4 for the main skirt and then 4 for the lining. Along with this pile over here is just for the shirt. And I'm doing it mostly in the dark blue fabric, but with some of the florals mixed in on the collar and the sleeve just to add, you know, some interest. Ooh, lighting's bad in that angle. So now that we got that finished, I'm going to start actually sewing the skirt together. I'll probably do all of the shirt not on this video because it doesn't have the sciencey part. It just coordinates with the skirt. But let's sew this up. I think the first step for this is to start to just sew the seams together. So let me put you down, and I finally actually started putting notes on my, writing little notes on my pieces of fabric that are like, hey, this is the front, and this is the back, this is how much extra space you left to cut, you know, to actually help me out and make me help later Brianna make sense of what the heck is going on. A concept. We want to help later Brianna. Did I even explain why I'm making this dress? I might have, but I'll just explain it again. This is going to be, you'll see this again in my 31 Days of Women Scientist outfits that are coming in March. Whoop whoop, get excited. I know I am personally excited. And one of the scientists that I will be highlighting's name is Muriel Onslow. I believe that's how you say it. And she did genetic research on how flowers get their colors. And I'll talk about her more in March, but I thought to myself, I should make a DNA flower dress. And then I also was like, you don't really find DNA flower fabric at Joann's. And then I thought to myself, what if you just made your own? So here we are making our own DNA patterns out of floral material and making a cute outfit out of it. That's what I'm doing here. So with all of that, let's get to sewing, I guess, starting to put that skirt together, inserting pockets. But of course, and so, here we go. We have a skirt, more or less, pinned on, this is pinned on my dress form. So the last thing I have to do to really finish this out is just put on the waistband I have here and put in a zipper, which I don't even actually think I can accomplish today because I don't think I have a zipper, and it snowed here, and when it snows here, everything shuts down, so I don't know if I can even get to the store to get a zipper today, but whatever, that's chill. So I'm gonna go ahead, stick this skirt onto this waistband, get it all ready for a zipper, dig around and see if I even do have one. If I do, I'll finish it today. If I don't, that's an easy last step, and then I'm gonna move on to the shirt. Ooh, there's all my pieces for the shirt. And then you guys will get to see what it looks like. Let's get to work today. Cozy sewing day up in here. That is a wrap on the DNA quilted floral dress skirt outfit, I guess. I'm honestly kind of glad this project is over. It took a lot out of me, especially trying to figure out how to make all of this work. But overall, I am pretty happy with it. I think it turned out very cute. I love the combination of these different patterns for the DNA, and I honestly think this shirt is probably the best shirt that I have ever made for myself personally. Unfortunately, I think the skirt is just a teensy bit of a disaster. I had some issues with the waistband between sewing it on and how long it was and trying to stitch it back down that it kind of was annoying. I also think that it kind of poofs out a little bit too much in some weird spots. So if I were to do this project again, I would probably make it like a circle skirt, which is the same way I made my periodic table poodle skirt. So that way it's not actually like gathered at the top, but it still flares out because of the way of the skirt panels. I think some of the gathering at the top makes it poofy in weird places and also ruins the design just a little bit. But I think overall for for having this wild, crazy idea, I think it turned out pretty good. And I'm so excited to feature it again in Women's History Month. So March, doing my 31 Days of Women Scientist outfits again with some new scientists. So look forward to that again. I hope you all enjoyed today's kind of chaotic video. I had a lot of fun making this and having the idea and putting it together, and I'm glad I could share it with all of you. If you are interested, I did put together a little pattern and tutorial on how to make a DNA block pattern, quilting pattern, if you're a quilting person. So that's available on my Buy Me a Coffee page for $1. Go check that out if you want. Also, feel free to just help support me on Buy Me a Coffee. It's how I can buy the things to make the projects that you get to watch. It helps support me tremendously, along with just watching these videos and liking it, commenting. All those things help me out a lot, and I really appreciate it when you do them. So again, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, tell your friends all about it, and as always, keep it sciencey!